Well, look what we have on the workbench today. It is the Golden Retriever Puppy by Lego Icons. This is set number 11384. Contains 2,100 two pieces. Retails for $139.99. And the set was provided by the Lego Group for review. Thank you, Lego. So that's essentially what we're going to be building and taking a look at is a Golden Retriever Puppy with a collar. And it looks like it's a posable animal figure as well. And here is the top of the box, and I'm assuming that's probably printed. I think that's the only piece that's going to be different. And oh look, it's got a tongue sticking out of this. That's not too bad. And yeah, this is essentially what it is. It is 30 centimeters tall, or 11.5 inches tall, so it's probably right about there. That's oh wow, really? We're going to have to rip its tongue out or put it in? Yes, it's got detachable parts too. And just by first impressions, and I'm going to be honest with you, I mean, it looks interesting, it looks adorable, but it looks rather boring to build. I mean, we don't know. I mean, it's just the tan color is just going to make this kind of a dragged out build, especially with 2,100 pieces. Looks like a lot of this stuff is 1x1 and 1x2s, but we don't know yet. Alrighty, let's see here. Now, what I mean by first impressions when I do these type of videos is just that. I know some people get a little angry with me about the first impressions, but you know, what does the box art say? Does it catch my interest, especially as an adult builder? Is it something that I'm interested in? And usually I'm not interested in brick built animals. So that's essentially what first impressions are. But we don't know, this could be a really fun build. We have no clue. It could even be a collaborative build. So for 2,100 pieces, that's essentially what we have in the box there. So what I'm going to do is dump it out on my lap. And it's full of just stuff, all right? It's easy for me to do this because then I can go through it a little faster here. Well, I found the building guide and it wasn't packaged in an envelope. I'm really surprised it didn't come in really bad condition. Now something like this obviously should have a brick separator. We will check out and see. Wow, there's actually some color in here. I was expecting mostly tan, but no, it does come with a brick separator to answer your question. Well, we know what it looks like when it's done. Well, we're not interested in that right now. How many bags does this set have? Well, we're going to use this as our little holder here. That's the most important one. Okay. Try to get these in order as best I can. This box is a little bit narrow here. I know some people want to see what the set looks like unboxed, so here you go. Well, now we know there's 15 bags. Or at least about that much. We don't know. Well, that answered my question. And I need to know that when I do the build, so I know how many build installments I'm going to have to build this set. Because some people, they want to know. I don't blame them. And a lot of your big boy Lego YouTubers will not cover this. Why, I don't know. But I do it differently. Even I read the comments. Some of you said I've been doing these a little differently. Different is cool. So it looks like, well, okay, I was going to say we had 16, but no. We have 17 bags. And order is going to be important, obviously, with this. Now, I'm hoping this set is going to be a collaborative build. Because if it is, this will make a good family project right there. And yeah, we have 17 bags, a printed building guide that wants to fall down. Okay, almost set you there then, kind of get you out of the way. And essentially that's what it is. And we really can't see much yet, but so far we're going to be in for a really good workout in assembling the set. So, how am I going to break this up? There's 17 bags, so I'm thinking if I could do 3 bags per installment, we should be fine. I was looking at the box, 2,100 pieces. I thought, well, if I could do 300 pieces per installment, it shouldn't be too bad. Now I got to clean off a bunch of memory cards, so I got a bunch of other sets that I got to edit and stuff. But yeah, that's essentially what we're going to be doing. And the tan color, I'm hoping the set's just not all tan. I'm hoping there's at least some bright colors inside to make the build not so boring. Because this one doesn't look all that exciting on the box. And, you know, I'm being honest about it. Yeah. So I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to just get right on it because we are going to be here for a while. Okay, well, let's begin. Let's build it. And thank you for joining me today on this new adventure here. And always doing these type of sets, or, well, not this type of set in general, but doing this type of stuff is always fun here because I get to share my build with you. Yeah, I'm doing all the work, and I wish you can participate. Well, YouTube's not that advanced yet where you can reach your hand out through the camera lens and help me out with this. So yeah, what I said first impressions, the set doesn't look all that exciting to build. It's mostly tan. Well, I see a little bit of everything here, so, but when I start seeing little bags, yeah, we're going to be here for a while. I've got a brick separator, so we got the tool to help us out. Now, there's no glass pieces. Now, here's the deal. Even if the set doesn't excite me, I don't just fail sets like that. Okay, some people do. You know, just by first impressions, that's what it is. I can't judge a review based off of first impressions alone. So all sets start off at a 10, and we chip away as we go, either due to build quality, or if it build just kind of disintegrates, or something like that. But we don't know yet, and wow. We have this printed tile in here. That's kind of odd to see in this. Maybe that's the adoption papers. We don't know yet. We're going to find out here what we're going to be doing right now. But yeah, just the whole point about this style video is to show the build. And I got some stories to tell today. Oh, before we do, the puppy's bio. Hey, it's in 4K. You should be able to easily read that there. So you can give it a name and stuff too. You should be given a name if you want to. You can write it here. Oh boy, I can't wait to do that. I've never had a golden retriever. I had a Labrador, but I've never had a golden retriever. And from the Lego Icons design team. Now you could download the building guide and look at your leisure. Now, some people say that they don't like the way this puppy looks. It doesn't look soft enough. Well, it's Lego. It's not going to be fluffy like that. But just by comparison, I mean, it doesn't look all that bad. You know, like I said, there's some people that say, oh, Jay, that set looks ugly. They already told me that they wouldn't like it. You know, that's how we're starting it here. I'm so happy to meet you. You're my new best friend. Oh, boy, this is going to be more exciting than the friend sets. Well, we don't know yet. So yeah, now we're starting right on into the build here. So we're going to call that manual preview in bag number 1 and getting to know your puppy. And yeah, so far, well, it doesn't look like we're building a puppy, huh? So we're going to have to get going here. Now, getting into these type of sets, I'm not into animal figures by any means. I wish this was one of those new Pokemon sets that came out, but sadly he's not, or she. But we'll find out eventually. Now for 2,100 pieces, so far I'm starting to see a lot of small stuff. There's some bigger pieces in here, like this Technic beam. So I don't know exactly what part we're building first. I would only assume it's probably the torso. We don't know. But I have been reading a lot of comments lately. A lot of comments. I'm trying to get my camera here. It's kind of tight today. That a lot of you like the style of video. You build along. You listen to me in the background. That's cool. I've seen about comments that stand out to me. But I've been getting a lot of the comments that you prefer this style and stuff like that. But there was one that I read from the Brick Bard. he basically listens to these in the background while he's building, which is really cool. It's always like building with a friend, right? Except we can't conversate. Sadly, that's the only downside of this whole thing, but, you know, thanks for the nice comment. And I think I'm going to start doing it maybe weekly or something like that. Maybe we'll read off the comment of the week. I'm just trying to think of things to make the channel a little bit more interesting than what I normally would do. So yeah, I do things differently than most Lego YouTubers. I'm not worried about getting millions of views. I'm not worrying about, you know, getting lots of subscribers. It'd be nice, but you know, hey, right now let's worry about building the set. That's what I'm here for. Let's worry about putting this thing together. So far right now, it just feels like your average set. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I don't see any progress because we've just started. But these in brown, I could use. And yes, this will probably be in my parts bin when I don't know, I may put this one on display. It depends on my mood. Looking for some more corner plates. I got millions of those in my collection, but I always like to grab from here. And a rule of thumb, if you're getting a set this large, when you're building, you could either sort while you're building, or you can just wing it like I am and just rifle through the parts. It's totally up to you. And, you know, these videos are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. So just keep that in mind. But when you get your set, you can build it any way you want. Wait. Oh, you know what? We weren't done with the step yet. Be very careful. I'm starting to lose track of this. I mean, we don't know. This may be a fun set. We don't know. It doesn't look like I'm building anything. It looks like I'm just throwing some parts together. Oh yeah, speaking of throwing parts together and stuff. Now we can put that in there. We got to make 2 of those. I got my car inspected and it passed. So now I'm on the road for 2 more years. California and its nonsense. I survived that. Matter of fact, I was hoping to have some juicy content, but everything went well. Well, for me it was. But there was a guy in there in the smog shop, some kid, probably in his late teens, early 20s, with a raised Silverado pickup. I mean, this thing looked nice, except it was covered in mud. Till he went 4-wheeling, and his vehicle did not pass smog at all because he had a modified engine in it, and he cut off his muffler. That's a big no-no in California. So what happened? They failed him on the spot, and boy, this kid was not in a good mood. Another guy that came in with an old farm truck, and put that off to the side there. Okay, now we're going to continue with the sub-step. This guy came in with a farm truck and it failed, and I thought, oh, don't tell me my truck's going to fail. I mean, I kept up the maintenance on it. I monitor all my systems. I had a gut feeling. Well, you know, sometimes I'm wrong, but this time I was wrong. Okay, and yeah, my truck passed, and I thought, man, there was 2 people before me that failed, and I thought, oh, please don't. I don't need to have bad news, you know. But I didn't, so I survived that, which is even better. Now my next chores are to go to the eye doctor and go to the DMV and take care of that, and that's not fun. I had to sit down and wait for an hour. So I did that and just kind of relaxed there. And this place I went to, it was on a bad side of town. When they have bars on both inside and outside the windows and a door that's got 3 deadbolts and a chain, yeah, it was a different setting than I'm used to, but I got in and out of there. So hey, I'm happy. I got 1 chore done off my list. And it's nothing worse than to have to go to town and do that, because it's a 40-minute drive. But I survived. Now I'm back. Yeah, but that guy that had his car modified, he was not in a good mood. Whoops, I don't know why I put that there. We're supposed to put the plates on top. Oh yeah, watch the videos all the way through. I may make mistakes, which I've been known to do. So yeah, I survived. Now I got to deal with that, and the DMV contacts me via email and telling me I can get my car, I can get my driver's license renewed online. Cool! So I hopped on it because I don't want to have to go down there. Oh, no, you got to still come down here and do it manually and pay us in person. I thought, well, I guess the attitude will have to come with me too. That's not a fun place to be. Yeah, so go figure there. So I got that out of the way. And so now I'm home building sets because yours truly is running out of content right now. I got a bunch of sets to review. I haven't been in the mood to film all week because I had a bunch of chores and family things I had to deal with. Oh wait, that is supposed to be that there. Obviously you're going to be connecting stuff up to that. So I managed to survive that today, or yesterday, whatever day. I'm just glad I got that done. So I have 11 weeks off, and maybe out of those 11 weeks I probably had 10 days that I can actually just lounge. Like today, I get to lounge. And today is the 22nd of January 2026. We're almost done with January already. Maybe it's because I'm making the months go by fast because work is coming around the corner and I'm going to have to deal with it. So I got like 2.5, 3 weeks off still. So that's not going to be fun. I mean, who wants to go back to work? I don't. All right. Well, so far the build is keeping my interest. I don't feel bored with it. So we might be in for a treat today. Okay. I don't think it matters which way, but I think the notches are supposed to go inwards because it does show it in the building guide. Okay. So yeah, I got some tutorials that I kind of want to see if I can build this weekend, so I'm hoping to do that. And yeah, today's a Thursday. So hopefully I can get some of that going. And I'm not feeling very well today. I think I'm hoping I didn't get that stupid cold. That flu everybody's been getting. I think I'm just tired. Maybe I need to de-stress. Oh wow, that note sheet goes in there? Huh. I mean, that's a nice tile to bury in there. Maybe that's the secret adoption papers. We don't know what that is. Sometimes, folks, I have no clue what Lego does. It's just you got to go with the flow here, because sometimes it could mean something. Maybe that's the thing that reads the dog so it can bark at us, huh? Oops, I didn't mean to eat this. Was this important? Wait, is this the dog that eats your homework? Kids, now you got an excuse. You just tell the teacher that the dog ate your homework here. Puppies can be notoriously wobbly with their new feet during their first few months. The Lego Technic beams should make sure that this puppy is structurally strong and stable. Whoops. And yeah, hopefully it is, because I don't want to have this puppy take a face plant on the workbench. So we're doing a lot of Technic stuff in here too. Okay. All right, we got those in there. Yeah, there's a lot of small pieces. It's just how it is. But we shall see. And don't worry, I'll try to go through the Technic stuff as fast as I can so to confuse you. But yeah, I'm hoping to get this one here done in a few days. I could talk about them now because they're here. Is those educational sets. I got the education sets. No Pokemon, but I got the education sets. So, Yeah, I was hoping they would send me Pokemon, but they did not. So you know what that means, but I doubt they will for review. 'Cause I know some of you have been asking about them, like, well, whoops, I didn't go there. If they do, we will do that. If they don't, you know, I could still request them. I may do just that. Sometimes the Lego group does get behind, and you know, like this set here is just a review. They sent it to me within a week. If it's past the embargo date, it's an instant late review, and it just goes to the bottom of the list. I had somebody ask me, you know, are you going to review the education sets? I'm like, well, they were late, so I'm going to have to wait here. Well, we are missing a part already, and we're not even done with bag one. I've been here for 20 minutes now, with including the unboxing, so maybe the part rolled on the floor. I'm checking all the bags first. Nothing in the bags, because I don't want to have to fail a set already on bag one. I see something down here, but it's a stud from an old project. That won't do any good. So let's go through here and see. Sometimes this happens. I will miss a piece out of a set. It very rarely ever does, though. But if it does, yeah, and I have to dig out a bunch of parts because these are my Technic pieces. I have those really pretty much packed, and I do not see it up here. So, let me check here. It's not on the book. It's not on the floor. It's not in any of the bags. Well, let's take a breather here and let me go find that real quick. So that's what we needed right there. I don't have it, so let's see if it appears at the end of the build. If not, I gotta fail it. We don't know yet, so we'll hope it shows up. Yeah, and you know, kind of brings this up though. Oh wait, we don't need this, so that's my bad. I was looking at this, and this is where this got confusing, and I try to avoid doing this in my own building guides. I thought this went here and here. Lego, you really do need to revise that a bit. So skip 6 holes before somebody says it's a skill issue. You know, I really don't want to have to fail sets, but the building guide's kind of getting tricky there. Okay, that goes like that. Okay, and then this goes in here, right up against this lip here. Let me bring this out, because now we're getting to that point where it's going to get tall. I'm really going to have to push that down. Hey, at least with Technic, it's going to be strong. We're not going to have to worry about it falling apart, which is really good. All right, now we're going to continue on here. I'm not sure what we're doing next. For those who need to know, the lip's on the inside, so that's how the building guide wants it. Yeah, I still got to go get my vision test and stuff like that too. Oh, I've got to put the round plate in there. Right now, I have not got to enjoy my time off. And then I got to thinking, I need to start having a dedicated sabbatical, which means I take time away off my career and not be bothered for a few months for a mental reset. That's essentially what these were at one time, was for me to take at least 2 to 3 months off of work, so I come back and I'm fully refreshed. Now with all the stuff that I have to do around the house, maybe going back to work won't be a bad idea, just because of all the extra stuff. I don't know. Now I'm hoping this build is a collaborative build. We don't know yet. We have no clue. Now also I thought about breaking the set apart into sections, but I think what I don't want to do is have the build be in, like, a section's like 2.5 hours long. You know, I don't expect anybody to watch something that drastic here. Okay. It shows this lip goes in here, so I don't know how critical that is. My friend and I, we were talking about, put a stud back here. Boy, they got a lot of parts going in this step here. about going on a trip or something like that. I said, well, hey, we already got the car to do it now. Now we just need to get the license. Of course, she could drive if she wants, but we're going to see what we can do here. Her and I both agree we're already worn out of work. She only had like 2 weeks off. I've had 11 weeks, and I still haven't got to really fully relax. Even if it means getting away from the house for a few days and all the drama, I don't really mind it. You know, just to kind of let my mind reset. And I'm those type of people that don't miss work one bit. So, wow, we got 1x8 bricks in here. So obviously this, so obviously this is the torso of the puppy, or the inner torso, the skeleton, the framework. I'll have everything indexed accordingly so you can follow along as easy. I'm going to try to make it easy for you here. Yeah, I'm hoping I ain't coming down with this stupid cold. I don't know, I just kind of feel kind of blah today. I think because yesterday was just kind of weird. Alright, so it's like, why is this off? Oh, that's how that's supposed to be. And we get this in flame yellowish orange. So at least Lego did not stick with boring colors inside this, but I have a feeling that it's keyed. We got lime on this, and yeah, so it might be a keyed build, so I'm hoping this one is a group build. Now, I didn't read ahead in the book because I just opened this thing up, so I have no clue what's going to happen here. But I can use these. It comes with a bunch of them. So that's where the skin's going to get attached. Ooh. I'm trying to think of anything else interesting to talk about, but I don't have anything else to really discuss. The sets that I want are not here, and the sets that I don't want are here. You see what I mean? There's a problem, but hey, it's Lego. I can build it at least. And kind of just like, you know. I know one of those Pokemon sets that they have on their website was about 6,800 pieces. If I had something like that in my possession, it would be, I would have to keep up with the playlist alone. That's how involved it would be. So far, this is what your thing's supposed to look like. Well, it doesn't look like a golden retriever yet, obviously. I mean, we got to start somewhere, but yeah, this... Alright, Lego, we're already experiencing parts detaching. That's not good, so I got to ding that down to a weak 10. The bigger the build, the more fluffiness. Unless I put these plates on, then the whole thing just turns into powder. Alright, so right now we're still at a weak 10. Is the build keeping my interest? I'm going to be honest. Right now we're building the chassis of this, or the frame, and I'm starting to just lose a little interest. But the colors, though, we're using bright colors, at least in the middle of it. So it's not like it's not like it's a total drag build in this set. So, we got to make 2 of these columns here. Yeah, I think we're probably only going to be able to do 2 bags today, because this first bag just hit us hard with a bunch of small stuff. A little bit of everything. I did read some people's comments on Reddit and how they were disappointed with the puppy, and I mean, it looks fine for what it is. Lego's never going to get something 100% exact. I mean, I don't think we're going to sit there and have to hand stitch fur on this or anything. That would just be a little too much, especially for someone like myself who doesn't know how to do that. I would have to have a video guide just to how to do that. Okay, now we got to get some radiator grills, and we got to put more on this now. So yeah, I think the first part of the build is it's just like building my tutorials. Usually building a trailer. The hardest thing on building a trailer is, of course, the chassis. that we bolt all the stuff like the beds and the fixtures to, the sinks and the dining booth. And usually that takes the longest. The rest of the build usually goes fast. So I'm assuming this one here is going to go just like that. So they use the holes here. Well, I thought maybe. I better not say anything because I don't know yet. We don't know. If I don't know, I better not say anything because I embarrass myself. I don't know. Yeah, for 140 bucks though, I'm hoping it is a collaborative build, so that would be the only thing this set would have to save it at this point. Right? Yeah, we really haven't gotten anywhere exciting yet. So it looks like bag one is just inner frame support. Pretty much that's what it is. I'm trying to keep these installments about an hour. So right now, of course, we haven't done much of anything yet. 1x5s. These are a handy piece to have, 1x5. So yeah, we stick a radiator grill in there. I don't see any function. Why don't you just stick a regular plate in there, Lego? That'd have made more sense. Why didn't we do that? Yeah. All right, stick those in there. Hey, it's not looking like anything yet, so we've still got a long ways to go here. But I'm glad you guys and gals get to join me on these adventures. It's like an adventure. My crude commentary and all that stuff, but I do things different than most of the big Lego YouTubers. I want to build with you. I don't want to, and I don't ever belittle people on how they do their Lego sets. If you build this completely different than I am, hey, as long as it works for you, there's never a right or wrong way to do a Lego build at all. Now it looks like we're focusing our attention here to the front. So it looks like bag one obviously is nothing to write home to Grandma about and say, Grandma, I built bag one of the Golden Retriever puppy and it's really cool. We don't know. It hasn't done much of anything yet. Now I can only film 2 installments today because my memory cards are full and I decided to do a reset on them, so I got a bunch of other sets that I have to edit first. So those are going to come before continuing on to this. But I'm going to see if I can squeeze out a tutorial or at least build some tonight and get them going here. Well, we forgot something there, huh? Forgot to put that in there. Let me pop that out real quick. I was looking at that thinking, shouldn't there be something in there? Yeah, so you can see I'm making a few mistakes here. Watch your builds very carefully. Just work slow. I mean, I'm not going to work fast through this. There's no race to get this done at all. If you're like me and you build very slow, build slow. I mean, there's no hurry. I mean, you get into a hurry, you're going to mess and you know, you'll be throwing the 4 and 5 letter words out. We don't want to do that. Okay, and then we got some tiles that go onto here. Got to make 2 of these. Set those right in there. Well, it doesn't look like a Golden Retriever puppy yet. Honestly, I'm going to be dead honest with you. It looks like a mess right now. And, well, we have our usual small pieces remaining here. And I picked up all the bins, so let me find one that's not covered in dust. But so far, though, oh, well, I'm going to have to wash this shirt anyways today. Put those in there. Yeah, let me set that there. This is what we've done. And yeah, it doesn't look like a Golden Retriever puppy yet. But we shall see. Okay, so we're going to be starting with bag 2. Let me see here. This doesn't really tell us anything today, does it? It looks like the torso is going to go on for a while. And while I'm going through this, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help, because it gets me motivated, as well as my Patreon supporters. In addition to my Rubrical customers, thank you for taking the time out to check out my building guides. And most importantly, for you guys and gals who are brave and like to leave comments, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff, and yes. Oh yeah, and thank you, Brick Bard, for being a fan of both of my channels. It's always cool too. You know. Hey, as long as you enjoy the content, that's all that matters. Even my crude commentary and my lack of personality, I mean, we gotta have fun with this. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do here, yeah, we got 2 more small bags. Lego's go-to size now is 1x1s and 1x2s. Because I guarantee once we get done with building the framework here, we're going to start hitting nothing but small parts. So we're really kind of barely getting along here on this. So look at all that right there. That's all right. Well, let's get going here. Let's build it. And we're still back onto this. So this thing is so big that we had to split it up into a few more bags. I mean, but at least they're using some... Okay. I made a mistake here. Alright, let's put these here. Oh, yeah, speaking of mistakes, somebody had made fun of my vision impairment because I wasn't putting in the parts correctly. Guys and gals, yes, I have a vision impairment, alright? Sometimes I get, you know... I have an impairment. Alright, you know, that kind of thing. It just happens. Making fun of me is not going to do any good. This is supposed to be something fun, like a hobby, you know. And I don't want to have to deal with bullies on YouTube, so I just block them. So if you're that guy, yeah, you won't be able to comment anymore. Or you can just sit and watch. You know, I always try to keep everything open for everybody, but sometimes there's always that turd that wants to start something. So I just block them. I don't want to have to deal with it today. So yeah, we're just building a skyscraper right now. We hadn't even gotten into anything exciting yet on this. This part here, and I'm just going to be honest, I know we've just started, but I mean, it just feels more or less like I'm just adding a bunch of random parts together and just throwing them on something big. Like, here, Mommy, I built a big tall skyscraper with windows and a rock facade, you know. I'm hoping I got that in right. We don't know. We'll find out. We'll know later on if we make a mistake, because the set will tell on itself. Yeah, but for me personally, though, I'm not really into brick-built animals all that much. If these were Pokemon sets, I have commentary. Why couldn't this been like a Growlithe or something? No, it's just a golden Labrador Retriever. Not a Labrador, just a golden Retriever puppy. I even showed it to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't know." I said, "You want to put it on display?" She goes, "Nah, it's up to you. I don't think I'd keep that around." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put it up for display." Now, if this was like a Charmander or something like that, yeah, I would keep it around, but yeah, not really too much here. Alrighty. Yeah, be very careful though, because if you're getting this set and you're like, "Jay, this one just looks hard," it's not hard. You just got to keep tabs of where all your parts are going. I hope you could see what I'm doing. No, this thing keeps going up. We haven't added anything, and I know it's, what is this, about 6 inches? It's twice as tall, you know, so we haven't done anything exciting yet to this. And so far the first 2 bags have just been kind of more or less it just feels like I'm just throwing random parts on. You know, I mean, I could use a lot of these parts, don't get me wrong, but you know, that kind of thing. It's just, I'm going to be honest with you, I'd rather be doing something else. So if I were to go and say I saw this in the store, if I was heavy into, hold on, I think I forgot something here. If I was heavy into animal figures, yes, I forgot to put some pieces in here. But yes, I would buy this set, but I'm not into animal figures. The Pokemon does seem a little different, because it is a theme that a lot of people are familiar with. But for me personally, this is more or less just a time waster project, unless you're really into, like I said, if you got a golden retriever, this would be a good set. But this is mostly this is like an animal lover's dream here. So let's see here. Jay, you think you'll have this done by Christmas? I don't know. We'll see though. We got those in there. So we're on step 63 now. Some of you tell me you do build along, which is really cool. And somebody said, Jay, I think you forgot to put a part, and I'll read it. I'll go back to the comments, and they'll delete their comment, which is funny. I'm thinking when you comment, it actually sends an email to me that you left me a comment, and I get to read that that comment. If you make a mistake, that's fine. I do too. Just watch them all the way through, because I will mess up in these. I'm not going to lie to you there. Yeah, I think in the next installment or two we'll be putting skin on this. I'm going to read ahead though, and I'm going to take a look though when we get done here. What I'll do is, we'll see here. Well, we know it's lining up. We got a nice texture of studs on the sides. Is there anything that goes there? Oh yeah, that green thing. So Lego was trying their best to keep this color coordinated. So I'm really hoping that this is a collaborative build. This is a single person build. This is more or less like something that you do like at your kitchen table. I was thinking about that if I did not have family here, I was thinking about bringing back the afternoon kitchen table build, which is essentially what I'm doing, except we do it in the kitchen. We don't do it in here, which means you'd hear the phone ring and all that stuff, and the grandfather clock chiming every half hour. But kitchen table builds are always fun, because I'm close to the kitchen. If I'm thirsty, I don't have to walk to the other side of the house to go get something. We're getting up there. It means I'll have to raise the camera up even more. I mean, it's got a little weight to it, but this looks like, I'll keep it family friendly here, Smurf. Yeah. Okay, I am sorry about that. I had to go check on a video real quick, but what we're doing now, it looks like some kind of ball joint thing. So now we're starting to add things. This is where it gets kind of nasty, and I think that's what that is. I don't know. Technic in a set like this is not fun, but I can use these. So you know what, I'll be hoarding out of this. Jay, don't tell me you're going to rip that apart. Yeah, I will eventually. My mom and my girlfriend like the botanicals, so I saved those. They won't let me take them apart right now. So it's like that. I don't know what that's for. Make sure I got that in the right place. Alright, so now we got to put a gear in here. Like that. And the gear goes in here, so there is going to be some functionality with it, maybe just a friction gear. That's all it's going to be used for there. I think right now we're about 40-45 minutes into the build. This set here, I really, like I said, I don't want to get onto any other small sets until I get this one done. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on now. There's a bunch of other things that I want to get on first, but I don't want to just, you know, do all the small stuff first. I had a friend of mine says, "Why don't you do these sets first?" I said, "Because it's not the order that I do them in." And I wish I could change the order on some of the filming, but I kind of mix them up because I don't want to be stuck with doing nothing but sets that are just kind of boring. This one here is one of those, and maybe it's a drill. It's the dog. So the dog's actually a dentist. We don't know. We'll find out here eventually. But I just don't want to be stranded and doing nothing but review after review after review. But my friend, though, he's only into set builds. He doesn't do any mocks. If it's not an official set, he really has no interest. I've never seen half bushings in blue before. I've seen them in pink and white and yellow, but that is a first for Jay. But yeah. Okay, so this fits upside down with the blue here. Okay, it goes like that. I'm looking at the book very carefully. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. It goes like this. Okay, you're going to have to put your gear like that there. And then this goes upside down. Okay. Okay. That's how it's supposed to go, like that. Oh, and yeah, for the guy that said I build too slow in these, you got to understand I also illustrate these as I go, because there's some people out there who want to see certain parts of it, who I know that are probably going to get stuck on an area. So if you're into speed builds, well, yeah, this is the wrong channel. We don't do those here. I don't do kitty builds. We do the real deal here. We don't do speed builds. We do the hard stuff. Well, I take the easy stuff and make it hard for you. How about that? So I'm not sure. Maybe it's a drill press or something. And hold on. I put these on backwards. Yeah, Technic is not... I don't like Technic too much. So I will be here probably for 7 hours trying to put this whole thing together right. So that's how it's supposed to look there. I was looking at that thinking, what did I do wrong? And then now we got to install this thing in here. Okay, it goes like that with the hinge at the bottom. Okay, so it looks like it sits right there. And I'll guarantee this is probably the part for the head. So yeah, and it tells you to tip it in too, like this, see? And let me look here. There's a cross axle here. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this. You're going to have to peek in this hole right here. Let me see if this camera wants to cooperate today. You see that hole? See that right there? It bottoms out. That's where you want that to be. Then you got to take your cross axle and you're going to have to shove that in there. Now if it doesn't fit, wiggle everything. Wiggle like this and now it goes in. And you're going to have to keep wiggling. I thought this was hinged, but no. It bottoms out and this fits like that. Okay, so that there we did that. So this is probably the steering wheel to drive the puppy, but that's awfully stiff there. I mean, we don't know what that's for yet. All right. Back onto the main build. Well, that doesn't fit in, so we did something wrong here. Well, because I did. You know what? It's in the 50s right now outside, and I'm right here because I got all these lights in here. I'm sweating. Like literally sweating right now. Putting together a Lego set that's more or less now I'm starting to lose interest because we haven't really done anything exciting. I know there's going to be some out there going to critique me on that. That's fine if you do, but this is really more or less a statue. I'm really hoping this is a collaborative build. I don't ding off points for me losing interest, because the set may be interesting for another person. Hey, at least we don't have any scratch windshield pieces in this. And then now we got to take a couple of these and lock them in. Okay. And then after that, we got to stick these in here, right in the center, and then we got to put 4 studs in the corners. So hopefully you can see that right there. Don't forget that one. I'll probably forget it, so that's why I put it in now. Yeah, this is pretty much my favorite part of doing video tutorials and such, is to build this stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you folks, I like sharing my ideas, but I hate the editing process. Doing sets like this, they take forever to edit, because the builds are more or less dry. And yeah, I can't make these any more exciting than they already are. Okay. Oh yeah, my hands will get in the way of the camera. I'm sorry about that. Could I do an animation of this? I think all these parts exist, so I could probably do that, but I do not have I don't have that kind of time to toss right now. One day I'll probably do speed builds on these, but it will not be anytime soon. Oh, I can always use these in sand yellow, or damp sand, or whatever you want to call it. But at least we're using anything but tan, but we're starting to get to tan now. So it tells me we're getting ready to put some of the skin on this thing, or the fur. We'll call that the furry color. How about that? We'll do that. Call it the fur color. All right. And, oh, I thought these were the bright green. These are just dark green. I thought, oh, I needed those for something. Well, so yeah, it's color-coded for something. Except for this one. But I'm sure this is just... We don't know yet. I'm just hoping this is a collaborative build. I know I keep saying that, but I really am hoping, because it'll make the build not so dragged out if you're building with a friend. Of course, I mean, there's only one building guide, but you can always download multiple copies, put them on a smart device like a phone or a tablet, and you can build yourself out. You know, knock yourself out. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I kind of wish this was a Pokemon, though. I got commentary for that kind of stuff. Here, yeah, this is just a golden retriever. This is just a generic puppy is what it is. And right now we're about 8 inches up here, and we haven't even gotten anything done yet in terms of excitement. It's really just... The build's pretty much starting off very dry. It's still keeping my interest, but we haven't really gotten into any of the interesting parts yet. Like the head should be the interesting piece. We haven't gotten to that yet. Hopefully we will. Okay, now it looks like we are building some sort of the fur stuff here. But let me make sure. There might be a mirror of that too. Okay, there is a mirror of this piece here. So I think what I'm going to do is let's just do that real quick for brevitivity. I don't want to, like I said, be spending all day doing this. I'm thinking 2 bags a piece probably will be good. Unless we're going to be splitting a joint here. We'll see. We will see. I've only been here now for about an hour. And I haven't really gotten anything going yet on this. We're getting to the fur color now. We're getting somewhere here. Yeah, I can always use these bullnose pieces, especially the new modern ones. Now, they want you to build one at a time just because this piece faces different directions. This one's facing away from us. This one's towards us. This is the one I'm building from the guide now. That's the one that goes on that side there. Now, you know, some have said that I confuse them with that. You don't have to do what I'm doing here. Boy, like we have these squash bricks. Why don't we use those instead of piecing together one by ones? Yeah. Oh, Lego, are we artificially inflating this set with tons of 1x1s and 1x2s? Probably could build this in probably 200 parts. Now this would have made a great creator set, but an icon set, I don't know. Wish it was a Growlithe though. I know I keep saying that, but if this was, oh yeah, I could really come up with some commentary, but no, I'll save that for something more interesting. Because after I get done with this, I'm going to probably film another installment, but we'll take a look here and see. Okay, so this one here is going to go here. Make sure I got that in the right spot. And this one's going to go here. Okay. Now, in addition, we're going to have to make something else that's mirrored. So here we go. More parts, boys and girls. We got to do all these little pieces today. Isn't that fun? So right now we're finally starting the fur. Isn't that cool? Some of it at least. So we're going to make one of these in reverse too. And this one fits right in this little notch right here. So that's not too bad. And then we're going to do the other one here. But this time we're going to face the slopes towards us. Yeah, and you know, with me having a vision impairment, I could still see these things just fine. It's just, like I said, if you've ever watched, the sides of this are blurry. Parts like this are sharp. So sometimes I have to rotate it to make sure. Glasses do very little. Contacts help a little bit more, but I don't know what it's like to have 20/20 vision. Never experienced it in my life. I know what I can honestly tell you. I've experienced going through grad school, being bored through that. I've experienced getting a college degree and having a good career, and it was a challenge. But sometimes you got to have a challenge in your life. All right. Sometimes I just want my life in easy mode. Just be like, today I'm going to go easy. All right, and then we do this other side here. Build it, put it on there. And that's it for that. Okay, I'm guessing this part here is probably the neck. It's going to attach to this thing. We're still building up. We haven't added anything interesting to this yet. We're still going up. We're building a tower right now. We haven't added any fur or anything of that nature yet. So I'm going to just safely say that the build is just, bags 1 and 2 so far are just dry. They're just dry builds. Hopefully we'll get some more exciting stuff eventually. And then after that, camera's trying to focus in on 2 different angles here. Okay, this goes here. Like that. And then now we got to add some ball joints here. In order to make a posable animal, yeah, you're going to have so many ball joints, you don't know what you're going to do here. And honestly, though, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys and gals. If I didn't have to keep these family friendly, I'd be using a lot of profanity in these. It'd make great commentary, but I can't because, you know, there's families who watch these with their kids, and yeah, can't just cuss up a storm there. And then this thing goes right here with this thing facing down because this part goes at the top and it goes right on that shaft. So now we can turn that easily now. Yeah, so right now, that's what we've done so far. We haven't even finished yet, but we're getting close here. And that's it for bag 2. Not too bad. And what did I do with that container with all the parts? Did I already lose that? Oh no, it's over here. My bad. Alright, so let's see here. We're going to index this as preview for bags 3 and 4. So it looks like bags 3 and 4 do the skin, and it's a lot of little parts. Yuck, roo. And then bag 5 looks like we're building the rear legs. So I think that's a good place as any to stop there is on bag 3. And yeah, well, there's one more piece remaining there. Okay, summation of thoughts. So far what you see here is bags 1 and 2. And it just, I mean, maybe it's to hammer the nails in the workbench, we don't know, but it doesn't look like anything exciting to me personally. It just looks kind of, it looks like a mess. It just looks like somebody's meltdown of a project. But I understand what we're doing. We're going to be skinning this. Obviously, something's going to snap here. This is going to have a lot of structure on it when we're done. And if they didn't put this Technic brick in here, I guarantee this would split apart. This would come apart, but I can't bend this. This cannot come apart. I'd say it's built very good. It looks sloppy, but we don't know yet. So in the next build installments, we're going to be focusing on bags 3 and 4. We're going to skin this thing, and then we'll proceed on from there. But for what we've done so far, tell me what you think.